Okay. So what is the fringe width beta? The separation between two consecutive bright or two consecutive dark fringes is called as a fringe width, and it is the distance between any two consecutive bright or dark. So basic formula what we derived yesterday is beta is equals to d into lambda by small d. Capital D is the distance of the screen from the slit, lambda is the wavelength, d is the distance between the coherent sources S1 and S2. Even if we take the anything, you will get the same formula. Even for the dark points, if we take and simplify, you will getting the same formula right now. So fringe width is nothing but equal to d into lambda by d. The width of your nth bright fringe, if I am taking, that is also d into lambda by d by definition. So I can say that fringe width is independent of your n, and that is interference fringes have the same slit width throughout the experiment part. Then angular fringe width is nothing but angle made by the fringe width. We know the formula x is equals to d into sine theta beta. For the first branch fringe, I'll take n is equals to 1. So path difference will become lambda. So path difference already I got d sine theta. So equate with that one. D sine theta is equals to lambda. So sine theta is lambda by d. If theta is very small, like 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, lesser than 10 degree, then we'll directly remember it as theta is equals to lambda by d. For second bright point, x is equals to 2 lambda. So it is 2 lambda by d. Like that, if I'm taking nth bright angular fringe width, the formula is n into lambda divided by your d. The same way for the first dark fringe, path difference is how much beta? Lambda by 2. So delta x is d sine theta, that is equals to lambda by 2. So sine theta is lambda by 2d. So angular fringe width of the first dark is how much beta? Lambda by 2d if theta is very, very small. Even if we take the second dark and simplify, you'll be getting the same answer for that one. Okay, so that is the relation. So ultimately, for the nth dark, we can calculate the angular fringe width formula by the formula theta nth is equals to 2n minus 1 into lambda divided by 2d. Angular fringe width, if I'm taking the fringe width of your this one, so it is a 2d divided minus of your 1d. That is nothing but of your angular fringe width. Okay, that is lambda by your d. Even if we take a bright point and simplify, you will get same relation. So angular fringe width, the basic formula is how much beta? Lambda by d. Lambda by d can also be written as of your beta by d, because beta is equal to d lambda by d. So lambda by d will be equal to fringe width divided by capital D. I told you yesterday, if the interference experiment is done in the water, if YDS is done in the water, then capital D is not going to change, small d is not going to change, sources are not going to change, parent source is also not going to change, only the wavelength of the light will be changing. So wavelength of the light in the water is given by the formula lambda dash is equals to lambda by mu. So beta in air is equals to this much beta, beta in air is equals to d lambda by your small d. So beta in air, water will be equal to d into lambda dash by d. Lambda dash value is substitute here in this one, so it is d lambda by mu d. So fringe width in the water will be 1 by mu times of the fringe width in your air. Fringe visibility is the V is equals to 1 I max minus I minima divided by I max plus of your I minimum. So accordingly, we have the relation. Intensity distribution. This is important curve beta. Intensity is constant throughout the region beta. Maximum intensity is 4I0 and minimum intensity is 0. Isn't it? So if I'm taking this one, the graph is uniformly distributed. So I say that it is obeying the law of conservation of your energy principle. So energy is just redistributing between the maxima and as well as of your minima. Intensity is also directly proportional to width beta. So I1 by I2 is equals to A1 square by A2 square, or that is equals to W1 by W2. I minima by I max is A1 minus A2 whole square divided by A1 plus A2 whole square, or that is equals to, in terms of your width, if I'm writing, W root of your W1 minus root of W2 divided by root of W1 plus root of W2 whole square, or it is root of I1 minus root of I2 divided by root of I1 plus root of I2 whole square by definition. Okay, ఇక్కడ వరకు అయింది కదా నిన్న. Is it clear? దీంట్లో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? క్లియర్ అందరికి ఇక్కడ వరకు? Sure. This one also I just told you what will happen if we use the white light in YDSC. If we use the white light in the YDSC, the central part will be the bright followed by the reddish and go on like bluish. Intensity is directly proportional to width of the slit. So I1 by I2 is equals to W1 by W2, or it is A1 square by A2 square. So this formula we have done it right now, one problem. You can just check it out with that one. Now this is something very important bit. Right now come to here. This is an important topic. number of minima or dark fringes. How do you calculate the number of minima or dark fringes, or how do you calculate the number of maxima or your bright fringes? Now see, from this parent source, from the center of this one exactly, if I'm saying that, it is making an angle theta. So somewhere on the screen, this is the dark points. You know the first dark point is formed at your lambda by 2, and the second dark is at your 3 lambda by 2, and third dark is at your 5 lambda by 2. So that will go on in that given condition. So for nth dark, we have the formula delta x is equals to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. For your nth dark, we are having the formula delta x is equals to 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Path difference formula, you know, it is d sine theta. So sine theta is equals to how much for me? 2n minus 1 into lambda divided by 2d. Theta must be lesser than or equal to 90, because to get the infinity, theta will become 90 degrees. Then we can't see it. So in order to see the maxima, theta should be lesser than or equal to. Theta should be lesser than or equal to 90 degrees. If sine theta is lesser than or equal to, if I'm multiplying with the sine on both the side, ఇది అర్థమైంది అందరికి why theta is lesser than 90 degrees beta. So if the theta is going on increasing and if it is becoming maxima, the number of fringes on the screen cannot be seen and that will go up to your infinity, isn't it? So lesser than 90 degrees is sine theta is lesser than or equal to 1. Maximum is nothing but equal, and if you need to count on the screen means it should be taken as lesser than 90. So if I'm multiplying by the sine on both the sides, so it is sine 90 into sine theta. So sine 90 is 1, so sine theta is lesser than or equal to 1. Sine theta value I got it, you substitute here right now this one, 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2d is lesser than or equal to 1. That means 2n minus 1 is lesser than or equal to how much beta? 2d divided by lambda, isn't it? So if I'm taking minus 1 on the side, this will become for me 2n lesser than or equal to 2d by lambda plus 1. So if I take the 2 here down, so this will become for me 2n is lesser than or equal to d by lambda plus 1 by 2. That means maxima can be taken by the formula d lambda plus of your 1 by 2. Okay, if I take d is equals to your lambda, isn't it? So that will become for me how much? 3 lambda by 2. That will be the maxima part relation. So maximum number of your fringes, minimum or dark points which can be seen. So number of your minima can be calculated by the formula n max is equals to d lambda by d by lambda plus 1 by 2. So number of dark fringes means how do you calculate beta? Now can you tell me? Because on the screen if I'm taking whatever the minima we are getting above, the same minima will get at the down also. If I'm getting 2 above, we also get the 2 in the down. That means 4. So number of dark fringes if I'm taking the relation, so it will be above and below if I'm taking the relation. So number of your dark fringes will be equal to 2 into d by lambda plus 1 by 2. Because above and below will be getting the central maxima. Above and below the central maxima will be getting the dark. So take even in this one the lowest integer beta. Whenever you're taking this value beta in this calculation, so try to take the lowest integer and simplify the problem. Is it clear for everyone to calculate the number of minima in this one beta? Number of minima are the dark points. In the YDSC experiment, say somewhere on the screen we are taking the dark points. I don't know where they are forming. So say for example, first dark is at lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2, like that second, third will be forming. So for nth dark, I know the formula. I took the path difference formula d sine theta, simplified it. We are getting the formula as what? Maximum number of minima which can be seen on the YDS experiment is number of n max is equals to d by lambda plus 1 by 2, 1 above the central maxima. Below also will get the same. That is the reason I'm multiplying with your 2. So number of your dark fringes will be equal to 2 into d by lambda plus 1 by 2. దీంట్లో ఒకసారి go through channel. If you are having any doubt, you please let me know faster. How do you calculate the number of your minima? Clear? Is that clear? అర్థమైందా? ఎవరు మాట్లాడారు?
Yes, sir.
ఒకసారి చెప్పనా? ఇప్పుడు మాక్సిమం ట్రై చేయండి అన్నట్లే. ఇప్పుడు చూడు, ఇఫ్ ఐ నీడ్ ది నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మాక్సిమం ఆర్ బ్రైట్ పాయింట్స్, ఈ సోర్స్ నుంచి S1 and S2 నుంచి మనకు, సో ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ వన్ దేర్ ఆర్ ది పాయింట్స్ విచ్ హావ్ బీన్ రీచింగ్ ఆన్ దిస్ వన్ లైక్ దిస్ above. In the same way we'll be getting the points on the below points like this, sorry, isn't it? So again we'll be getting some more waves right now like this. So some more wave points like this. and here also some more waypoints like this, and here also some more wave points like this, and from here somewhere some points like this. So say on the screen we are getting some maxima point. We know that at the center we always get your central maxima. Then first bright is at lambda, second bright is at 2 lambda, third bright is at 3 lambda, go on. Whatever we get above, the same replica or the mirror image will be seen down. So lambda, 2 lambda and 3 lambda. If d is much lesser than lambda, we cannot use this method better. If d is much lesser than of your lambda, we cannot use this method to simplify the number of your maxima or minima. Now see for nth bright point, if I am taking for nth bright point, delta x is equals to n lambda beta. Delta x is a path difference, so that is d sin theta is equals to n lambda. So sin theta is n lambda by your d. Sin theta is how much for me? N lambda by your t. Sin theta is equals to your n lambda by t. So theta must be lesser than or equal to 90. So multiply on both the side by your 90. So sin theta must be lesser than or equal to 1. That means n into lambda by d must be lesser than of your 1. That means n is lesser than or equal to d by your lambda. So maximum number of your bright points can be calculated directly by the formula n max is equals to d by lambda. And this formula is not applicable if the d value is much lesser than of your lambda. We cannot use this method. So make sure of this point also better whenever you are doing numericals, otherwise you'll get confused. This method will not work if d is very lesser than of your lambda. It should be comparable with the wavelength. Now, if nth max is equals to 4.8, then maxima will become for me how much beta? Maxima will become how much for me? 4. Okay, point వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, we take the maxima because 0.8 మధ్యలో there will be, because between 4 and 5 there will be minima కదా, అవునా కదా. So the number of bright fringes will become how much for me? 2 into d lambda plus of your 1. Why plus 1? Central maxima కూడా include చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి. Okay na? So just go through it better for the number of maxima or bright points. Any doubt in this one, beta? Path difference formula అందరు గుర్తుంది కదా. Path difference is nothing but what, beta? This perpendicular distance. This is your d. This making an angle theta. So this distance will be equal to how much for me? D into your sin theta, isn't it? So this will become on this one. This will become for me d into cos theta. So this is a path difference right now if I'm resolving it. So x will be equal to d sin theta. If theta is very small, I told you sin theta can be taken as theta or tan theta. So n max value, how much I'm getting? 2 into d lambda plus 1. Now see this question better. Find the number of bright and dark fringes for the given diagram. The distance between the two sources is 2 lambda. The number of bright fringes means how much? What is the formula? 2 into d lambda plus 1. D is how much? 2 lambda divided by lambda. Lambda will get cancelled. 4 plus 1. That will be equal to 5. Okay. Number of dark fringes means 2 into d lambda plus 1 by 2. Lambda will get cancelled. So it is 2 plus 1 by 2. So 2 plus 1 by 2 is how much for me? 5 by 2. 5 by 2 means 2 into 5 by 2. So 2 into 2.5 will giving me how much beta? 4.5. So I'm taking this one as of here only 4. Integer we take. To take this one we are not take data beta. Okay. So 2.5 integer on the Kondi. I told you to take the lowest number of that one. That means you take it as of your 2. So 2.5 to you take it as of your 2 and simplify. So 2 into 2 that will become for me 4. So for the above question, bright point is how much we are getting? 5. So dark point will be equal to how much for me? 4. Okay na? Sure. If d is 3.2 lambda beta, so number of bright fringes will become how much for me? 3.2 lambda, this one. So this one and this one will get cancelled. So this will be 6.4 plus 1 and 7.4. 7.4 and in this column 7. Number of dark points means how do you calculate? 2 into d lambda plus 1 by 2. So it is d value is 3.2 into lambda. So this one will get cancelled. So what I'm happening right now, so this will be 3.2 plus 0.5, and this one will be 3.7. 3.7 వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, you will try to take only the 3. So 2 into 3, that will be equal to your 6. Okay. Is that clear for everyone? How to calculate the number of maxima, number of minima? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Next one. Optical path and path difference produced by this lab. What is an optical path, beta? See, if you might have been seen any time 3D movies in the theaters, like say Iron Man 3, if you might have been seen, or previously any other 3D movies, basically, they will be giving you the spectacles, isn't it? So the moment you use the spectacles, you will be seeing that without the spectacles, if you are seeing the movie, it is like a blurred image. The moment you use your spectacles, what happened? The blurred image will become overlap on the other one and will get a clear image of the picture. Chushar eppadana 3D movies? Aura? చూశారా? స్పెక్టికల్స్ పెట్టుకొని ఎప్పుడైనా చూశారా లేదా?
Yes, sir.
అరే 23 మెంబర్స్ ఉన్నారు, ఎవరు మాట్లాడరా ఏంటి అసలు? మోహిత్,
Yes, sir.
have you seen the movies? 3D movies చూసా ఎప్పుడైనా?
Yes, sir.
అవునా కదా? Just imagine what was the relation better without the what you call the specs. If you might have been seeing the movie, how was appearing? Two
Blurry,
images
sir.
పైన ఒక ఓవర్లాప్ అవుతున్నట్లు కనిపిస్తుండేది కదా?
Yes, sir.
The moment you use the spectacles, so you will be getting the clear image. Ante overlap image exactly దానిపైన replica అయ్యి will getting a very brighter point right now. అంటే కొంచెం larger గా కనిపిస్తుంది and it appears to be nearer also basically గా. అవునా కదా? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Rahul?
Yes, sir.
చూసావా?
Yes, sir.
So same situation is also happening here better. So in the optical path, what is happening is in between the ray of light, whenever you keep a thin sheet of your paper, like a plastic paper, మనం wrapping కి ప్లాస్టిక్ పేపర్ వస్తుంది చూడండి, అలాంటి పేపర్ కనుక మనం రే ఆఫ్ లైట్ లో పెట్టామనుకోండి, it will travel some extra distance in that slab, then it will come out of that slab. అంటే if the ray of light is traveling in vacuum, చూడండి ఇక్కడ, whenever an optical sheet is being kept in front of any of this slit, then the path of the light in it will be different from the path of the light in air or vacuum. ఎందుకని ఒక vacuum light లో వెళ్ళిపోతుంటే ఇదే రే ఆఫ్ లైట్ ని మనం ఒక థిన్ షీట్ పెట్టామనుకోండి మధ్యలో ఆఫ్ థిక్నెస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ టీ, దీని థిక్నెస్ వచ్చేసి టీ అనుకుందాం, ఆర్ థిక్నెస్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు డి అనుకుందాం. The moment the ray is been entering into this one right now, what is happening? It has to travel this extra distance, then again it has to come out like this. Okay, by the time A has been reached the B, the A might have been reached only little bit of your lesser distance, because it has to travel this extra distance. In order to equate this AB, what we need to do, beta? What we need to do? We need to even add this extra distance. Then only this the distance traveled in the air will be equal to distance traveled in the slab. Ante kada? Is it clear? Whenever a sheet is being kept in the light, in between the ray of light, it will travel some extra distance. That extra distance is called as of your optical path. That extra distance is called as what? Optical path. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? Okay now?
Yes, sir.
Why it is happening? Because speed of light in medium is lesser than the speed of light in air or vacuum. Now see this diagram better. This is, say for example, some screen for you. Sorry. This is, say for example, some screen for you. A ray of light is coming from one. So this is the first ray of light which is coming in this direction. Nothing has been there, so it will directly go like this from your point, this point, and it will try to reach on the screen. Now in the same ray of light, if I'm doing the same experiment down, I'm taking the light and incident here right now. So when I'm incidenting the ray of light here right now, and I'm keeping a thin sheet of your plastic of refractive index mu, some refractive index mu, and the thickness of this one is D. By the time the light might have been traveled this distance A to B, the light is still in the region of your A dash and B dash. That means it need to travel an extra distance delta x In the same time, then only this AB will be equal to this A and as well as of your B double dash. అర్థమైందా? A into B వరకు ఎంతైతే distance ray of light in air లో travel చేస్తుందో అదే distance when I'm keeping some sheet it has to travel అంటే it need to travel some extra distance of that one plus this distance. Now see, I'll try to do for the first one and get a clarity. Distance from A to B in a time delta t అనుకుందాం. A to B in time delta t లో ఎంత పోతుందంటే distance is equals to speed into time. Your speed is nothing but speed of light కాబట్టి c. In how much time I'm calculating? Delta t. Isn't it? In your delta t. So this is the distance formula. In the same time of delta t, the distance traveled by the light in the medium of refractive index is. So distance is equals to again speed into time. Now the speed of light in medium is changing. It is not the c, it is v. When it is traveling in medium, the speed of the light is lesser. I am representing it by your v. So it is v. In how much time? Same delta t. D is distance. This distance of thickness, what it is following. So d is equals to v into t, v into delta t. So delta t is equals to v into d by v. Step clear in andarki. Here la a into b okavela delta t time lo poyindi anukondi, our distance is equals to how much for me? C into delta t. At the time delta t low, if it is traveling in a medium of refractive index mu, then distance will be equal to velocity into same interval of a time delta t. Distance is represented by d, velocity is v, time is delta t. And delta t and d by v. Now substitute this delta t in this equation here. So if I'm substituting that, I'm getting right now how much for me? Okay, before that one, let me still simplify this one. Delta t is equals to d by u. Now how do you calculate the velocity beta? Refractive index formula okati undana manaku. Refractive ఇది ray optics అయితేనే మీకు ఐడియా ఉంటుంది. Refractive index means speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in the medium. Right here, what do you mean by refractive index? అంటే mu is equals to speed of light in vacuum, speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in medium. Speed of light in medium. This is your refractive index. Mu is equals to speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in medium. So that is the way, that is the reason I have represented here as mu is equals to c by v, or v is equals to c by your mu. Now substitute this v is equals to here right now. Okay, so now if I'm substituting that value, v is equals to c by mu, so mu will go up. So delta t, how much I'm getting better? Delta t is equals to d into your mu by c. That value you substitute here in this one t. So it is d into mu by c, c will get cancelled, so mu into d. So the distance traveled by this one from a to b is equal to how much better? Here I have written mu into d. Okay, in the same time delta t, it has been traveled how much distance here right now beta? See here. Now what is extra distance it need to travel in the air so that this AB will be equal to A double dash B. A dash B double dash equal అవ్వాలంటే it need to travel this extra distance. How do you calculate that extra distance? Extra distance is equals to distance traveled in air minus distance traveled in the medium. So it is mu into d minus of d. So delta x is equals to mu minus 1 into d. Sometimes this d is called even represented by t beta. T is known as the thickness of a slab or the sheet. That means whenever some sheet is being kept in front of the slit S1 and the screen, it needs to travel an extra distance of mu minus 1 into your d. How much extra distance it has to travel in order to equate the AB? It will be traveling extra distance of this delta x. ఈ డెల్టా ఎక్స్ రావాలంటే మనం ఏం చేస్తాం అన్న చూడండి, ఈ డెల్టా ఎక్స్ రావాలంటే దిస్ టోటల్ డిస్టెన్స్ కదా, ఈ టోటల్ డిస్టెన్స్ నుంచి ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ ని మనం సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయండి. సో ఐల్ బి గెటింగ్ ద ఎక్స్ట్రా డిస్టెన్స్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు ట్రావెల్ సో దట్ ఇట్ విల్ ఈక్వల్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఏబి అండ్ ఏ డాష్ అండ్ బి డబల్ డాష్. అర్థమైందా? ఆప్టికల్. So very important formula beta. Optical path formula is how much for me regular ga use avutuntadi. Whenever a sheet is being kept in front of the slit S1 and S2, the path difference is calculated by the formula mu minus 1 into t. Sometimes this t is represented by t beta, so don't get confused in that one. So delta x is also equal to mu minus 1 into your thickness అని కూడా రాసుకుంటాం. అంటే మనం టైం ని కూడా t తోనే రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి కొంచెం ఇబ్బంది అవుతుందని d తో రిప్రజెంట్ చేశాము. Here t is nothing but what beta? Thickness of your slab. Clear? So whenever a sheet is being kept, it has to travel an extra distance of mu minus 1 into t to catch up with the distance traveled by the light in air or vacuum. So if total distance is here, it will need to travel a distance of your L1 plus mu minus 1 into t. అంతే కదా? S1 నుంచి O ఒకవేళ డిస్టెన్స్ L1 ఉందనుకో, S1 నుంచి మళ్ళీ O డిస్టెన్స్ ట్రావెల్ చేయాలంటే షీట్ లా ఎంత ట్రావెల్ చేయాలో, it need to travel that L1 plus it also travel an extra distance in the slab. So that is mu minus 1 into t. Is that clear for everyone? Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Let us try to understand this one now in detail again. YDSE with thin transparent sheet. Okay. And make one more point also very clear, beta. Wherever you are keeping the slit, the central maxima will try to shift towards that point. Let me see this one better. This screen, Nana. And here is somewhere source in front of this one. So from here, there is a source S1, and this is a source S2, and this is a parent source S. From this, the wavelets are coming like this. Okay, and this one is your central maximum. Sure. This is your central maxima, beta. Isn't it? So we get always at the center the bright point, we know it. So at the center, you know that we will be getting one bright point. So I'm writing here. So this is your bright point. This is your central maxima. Okay, how is that happening? The ray of light from this one is exactly incidenting on this one. One more wave from this one. Okay, na? And for this one, where is the path difference beta? I told you need to drop a perpendicular on this one like this. This is making an angle theta, and this is the distance d between them. This is a path difference I told you beta. This is your extra path difference, delta x. This delta x is equal to how much for me? D into your sine theta. And the central maxima is also making an angle of your theta. Another. This is your central maxima point. Is that clear for everyone? The wave from the S1 is coming like this and incidenting at this point, and one more wave from this one is incidenting like this, and it is coming and meeting at this point. Nothing has been kept. Now what I'm doing is, if I'm keeping a thin sheet of your paper in front of this one, okay, like this. So what I did, I kept a thin transparent sheet of refractive index mu and the thickness T in front of the slit S1. In front of the slit S1 part of relation. So is that clear for everyone? So this is having a thickness of T and refractive index of this one is mu, isn't it? Now see, the moment the ray of light is been passing from this one, it is found to be slightly up. I can't show that one with much of diagram better, but just now I'll try to help you out with this one. From this one, whatever the ray of light is been going, this will slightly go here right now and form here, slide somewhere here. and this is your another slit like this. I'm drawing little bit dark so that you can understand it better covered. And at the moment you have been kept a sheet in front of this one, see what is happening is the central maxima has been shifted from point P to a new point here right now, P dash. Okay, now this one is your central maxima. Now this one is your central maxima. So this one is your new central maxima. Why it is been shifted? Because in whichever direction you are keeping that thin sheet beta, in that direction the central maxima will try to shift. So it had been shifted by a distance of, say for example, of your y. It has been shifted by your y part until the way which was been going from here right now. So I have forgotten to take this one. The way we couldn't check it. Okay, now if I'm drawing a dotted line in this one, this is center one, some angle and it is making an angle of your theta. Okay, this distance is your capital D. This distance is your capital D, this distance is small d, and path difference is equals to, this is your path difference, this path difference is d into your sine theta. So what I mean to see is, whenever you're keeping a thin, this one is your thin transparent sheet, thin transparent sheet of refractive index, how much beta? Mu. Of refractive index mu, and thickness T. Of refractive index mu and the thickness of your T part definition. Now what is happening to central maxima? It will shift in the direction of your thin sheet. So I'm writing here, whenever a thin, please remove this one beta. Please remove this arrow mark. రిమూవ్ చేస్తారా లేకపోతే నేను ఇంకా బయటకు వెళ్ళిపోతాను, క్లాస్ ఎండ్ చేసేస్తాను ఇక్కడ. I'm ending the class. So what is the condition I told you, beta? Whenever a thin sheet of your transparent slab is kept in front of any one slit, then central maxima will shift in that direction. Okay, na? Is it clear? Is it clear, beta? Whenever thin sheet of your transparent slab is kept in front of any one of the slit, the central maxima will shift in that direction. That means S2P must travel an extra distance so that it may undergo an interaction with your point at your P dash. So what is that extra path difference, beta? So that extra path difference must be equal to How much extra distance it has to travel, beta? T
D.
into mu minus 1, isn't it? S1 to P dash, it has to travel an extra distance of your how much, beta? T into mu minus 1 into T, isn't it? Or mu minus 1 into your T part of relation. అర్థమైందా? Its central maxima, what is the path difference, beta? Delta x 0 kada. Here delta x is equals to 0, isn't it? If at P dash also delta x are central maxima, delta x is becoming for me 0. Then what is the path difference? What is the path difference? చెప్పండి ఎంత అవుతుంది? ఎంత ట్రావెల్ చేయాలి చెప్పండి ఒకసారి. What is an extra path difference? I told you that whenever a sheet is being kept in front of that one, it has to travel an extra distance of your how much, my dear? Mu minus 1 into T. That means I can write here right now d sin theta, d into your sin theta must be equal to your mu minus 1 into your thickness T. As theta is very small, I can write here right now. This one is d into your tan theta is equals to mu minus 1 into your T. And we know what is the value of your tan theta from the given diagram. So from the given diagram, if we take this is y and this is your d. So tan theta is how much from the given figure, beta? That is your y by your capital D. This is the diagram, student. This is d, this is theta, and this is your y. So tan theta is equals to your y by d. So I can write here d into your y by your capital D is equals to mu minus 1 into your thickness t. That means y value is becoming how much, beta? Y it has been shifted by the relation y is equals to mu minus 1 into thickness T into your capital D divided by your small d. So this is the shift in the central maxima. Y is equals to your mu minus 1 into T into capital D divided by D part of relation. Clear for everyone? So this will be the central maxima in the direction of your slit. So I can write this is shift in central maxima when slit is kept. Okay, now tell me, where will be the first bright and first dark right now? If I'm talking about the first bright and first dark right now, it has to travel how much distance? You know, first bright is been formed at what distance, beta? First bright is formed at a distance of your d into lambda divided by d plus this path difference, that is nothing but of your mu minus 1 into your T into capital D divided by D. Because the first bright also will shift in the upward direction only, na? Isn't it? It also shift in the upward direction. The same way second bright, if I'm talking about, y of second bright will be equal to 2d into lambda divided by small d plus this will become for me mu minus 1 into thickness T into capital D divided by small d. The same way nth, if I'm trying to go on right now like this. So y of your third bright will be equal to how much, beta? 3 into d lambda divided by small d plus of your mu minus 1 into thickness T into capital D divided by d. So like that, for your nth bright, if I'm talking about, for nth bright, sorry, for your nth bright, so y nth bright will be equal to n into d into lambda divided by small d plus of your thickness T into mu minus 1 into your capital D divided by small d. So this will be the general formula for your nth bright point. Clear? I'll explain you the diagram also. See once. If this is your central maxima, sorry. Okay. We know that at the center we have been getting actually the central maxima, isn't it? But due to this one, it has been shifted, kada? So this is your new central maxima. How much it has been shifted? It has been shifted by your y. So this y value is equals to how much beta? Just now I told you. So that is equals to your mu minus 1 into thickness T into capital D divided by small d. So now this is your central maxima. From this central maxima, the first bright will be somewhere here. So this is your first bright, isn't it? So this will be your first bright right now, new first bright. The next one is nothing but of your second bright. The next one is nothing but of your third bright. Then next one is nothing but of your fourth bright, like this, isn't it? First bright is how much beta from the central maxima? From this position, if I am taking from here to here, this will be equal to your how much for me? Can you tell me? D into lambda by your small d. So if I am trying to calculate the distance from here to here, then you need to add this one plus 5 for this. So that is the reason. First bright is D into lambda by small d plus mu minus 1 into thickness T into capital D divided by small d. Like that, second bright, third bright, lower one. So for nth bright, it is n into d lambda by d plus t into mu minus 1 into capital D divided by small d. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Sure. Next one. If I'm talking about first bright beta, first bright, first dark, again even relation for the dark, if I'm writing a C, y of shift in the first dark will be equal to d into lambda divided by 2d plus again the shift, that is nothing but t into mu minus 1 into your d divided by your small d. The same way, second dark is at what position right now? 3d into lambda divided by 2 into d plus this one is a t into your mu minus 1 into capital D divided by your small d. So like that, if I'm talking about for your nth dark, y nth dark will be equal to your 2n minus 1 into capital D into lambda divided by your 2 into d plus this one is your t into mu minus 1 into capital D divided by d. This is what extra path which it has to travel. So this will be your general formula for your nth dark. Okay, now see one more point, you can write it very carefully. All the bright points, all the bright and your dark points shift equal distances, y is equals to mu minus 1 into capital D into thickness T divided by small d in the direction of slit. Having slab. Clear? All the bright and dark points will shift equal distances of y is equals to mu minus 1 into capital D into small t divided by d in the direction of your slit having the slab. Is that clear for everyone? Is it remain for everyone? So let us try to calculate fringe width for this one. When slab is introduced, what will be the fringe width? Will it change or will it remain for me the same? Fringe width is represented by your beta. Okay. So fringe width is nothing but what beta? So if I'm talking about your fringe width right now, whether you try to take with the dark or with respect to the bright, it will be one in the same particulation. So fringe width is nothing but beta is equals to your width of your second bright minus of your first bright. Okay. So second bright, and I have got the formula here right now. Where is the second bright? This one. 2d lambda by small lambda divided by small d, this relation. So if I'm writing that value here, you see. So this one will be equal to 2d into lambda divided by small d plus this one is your mu minus 1 into thickness T into capital D divided by small d. This total term minus again this means yd, first bright. First bright means you just remove the 2 there. So this will become for me d into lambda divided by small d plus this will become for me mu minus 1 into thickness T into capital D divided by your small d. So if I remove the bracket, so this will become right now here beta negative, isn't it? This negative and this positive will get cancelled. So if I'm removing the bracket for this one, so this will become for me 2d into lambda divided by small d plus this is mu minus 1 into your thickness t into capital D divided by lambda. This is minus d into lambda divided by small d. This will become minus mu minus 1 into thickness t into capital D divided by small d. Anything is getting cancelled, beta. This positive term and this negative term will get cancelled right now, this one. So it is 2d lambda by d minus d lambda. See how much I'm getting right now from this one. So fringe width will be equal to your, this will be equal to d into lambda divided by small d. So this is your fringe width formula. So fringe width formula is not going to change. So it is remaining for me same as that of your previous. Okay, so I can say that fringe width is not changing. Fringe width is not changing. It remains same. It remains same. Clear for everyone? So this is somewhat very important formulas, but you need to remember whenever some sheet is being kept, you know the central maxima is shifting in the direction wherever you are keeping the thin sheet. How much it has been shifted, and we are calculating. Whenever thin sheet of a transparent slab is kept in front of this one, whenever a thin sheet of your transparent slab is kept in front of any one of the slit of the central maxima, will shift in that direction. So simplifying this relation, d sin theta must be equal to mu minus of 1 into t. Why it is equal, beta? Can you tell me, beta? Because x of your central maxima must be equal to your path difference of this one must be equal to your, how much for me, beta? Geometrical path difference must be equal to your optical path distance. Ante kada? Geometrical path difference must be equal to your optical path difference. Okay, so that is the reason I have written geometrical path difference means d sin theta, and optical path difference is nothing but of your delta x, that is mu minus 1 into t. If they are equal, then only there will be shift. So equating that one, I got the general formula right now here. So y is equals to how much I got? Y is equals to your mu minus 1 into thickness t into capital D divided by small d. This shifts, this is the shift in the central maxima when the slit is being kept. When the slit is being kept, or slab, you can say, not slit, when slab is being kept. Okay, so what is the first bright, second bright? I'm just writing the formula. So we got the formula for nth bright. In the same way, first dark, second dark, we got the formula for your nth dark. So all the bright and the dark fringes will shift equal distances of y is equals to mu minus 1 into capital D into thickness t divided by small d in the direction of the slit having the slit. So fringe width formula is what, beta? Beta. So simplified, we are getting again d into lambda divided by your small d. Clear for everyone? Any doubt in this one to anyone? Any doubt in this one?
No, sir.
Sure. Next slide heading. Number of fringes shifted. How many number of your fringes has been shifted when your thin transparent sheet is being kept? See, number of your fringes that crosses the central maxima should we need to calculate it. That means, see, if I am taking the slab here right now, this one was your slab and this one was your central maxima. This one was your central maxima. Now the central maxima shifted to somewhere here. Now this is the neo central maxima. That is nothing but theta. Central maxima, isn't it? Now there is a shift of this one. How much in this one? Vertical direction, y gada. Okay, so now in this one, we are having the central maxima. What are the colors I told you, beta, in the last session? So first one will be equal to your red color. Then it is being followed by your blue color. Like this, the different fringes might have been shifted in the upward direction. Again, your red color, sorry. Again, your blue color. Another. So fringes means what? The distance between the two consecutive maxima or consecutive minima. Now we need to calculate the number of fringes which has been shifted. So number of fringes shifted will be equal to, see here, number of fringes shifted will be equal to your total shift total shift divided by fringe width. Okay, so total shift is how much beta? Pi gather. Y means what right now for me? Y divided by beta. So what is the y value? Mu minus 1 into thickness into capital D divided by small d divided by capital B. Capital beta is equal to how much beta? D into lambda divided by your small d. Yes, sir. So if I simplify this one, so what I am getting right now? That is equals to. So this d and this d will get cancelled. Capital D and capital D also will get cancelled in this one. So this will become how much for me? Let me write here right now. So it is mu minus 1 into thickness d into capital D divided by small d into this one is d divided by capital D into lambda. So what are getting cancelled? This capital D, this one will get cancelled. So number of your hinges shifted will be equal to your how much? That is n will be equal to your mu minus 1 into thickness t divided by your lambda. So this is your general formula. Number of your fringes shifted will be equal to your how much beta? N is equals to mu minus 1 into t divided by your lambda. So how do you calculate the number of your fringes? Number of your fringes shifted will be equal to your total shift divided by your fringe width. Total shift divided by your fringe width part of relation. So what is the formula for that one? N is equals to your mu minus 1 into t divided by your lambda. So this direct formula you can use to calculate the numericals. Clear for everyone? Sure. See this question and give me the answer. If I am taking a monochromatic light, time good అయిపోయింది. Monochromatic light of wavelength of 600 nanometer. 600 nanometer is used in YDSC. Okay, if one of the slit is covered with a transparent sheet of thickness 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5 meter made of material of mu is equals to 1.6 refractive index. How many fringes will be shifted? How many fringes will be shifted? This is your question. See what are the data he has given for me. Number of your fringes shifted will be equal to how much better? Just now I got the formula. N is equals to your thickness t into your mu minus 1 divided by lambda. So thickness is how much for me? Covered with a transparent sheet of thickness 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5. Refractive index 1.6 minus 1 divided by wavelength. Wavelength is how much? 600 nanometer. That means 600 into 10 to the power of minus 9. Okay, so just simplify this one beta. See how much I'm getting. So this will become for me 1.6 minus 1 is nothing but of your 0.6. So this will be equal to 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5 into this power will go up 10 to the power of plus 9 into this one is 0.6 divided by this will become for me 600. Okay, so how much I'm getting right now? See, so if I'm removing this my points and this one as of a point and this will go here right now 6 and this will become for me 100. This will be equal to your 18 into 10 to the power of minus 5 plus 9 and this one is also how much for me? 10 to the power of your plus 9 and this will be equal to this one is how much for me? Got a point this issue, so this will be your minus 4. Then minus 5 10 to the power of minus plus 9. Here I have removed one minus, so it will be 10 to the power of minus 4 in the upward direction. So that will come out for me how much beta? 18 into 10 to the power of minus 9 plus 9. So that will be cancelling right now, this one. So that will be equal to your 18. So number of fringes which have been shifted will be equal to how much beta? 18. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow we'll be exclusively doing the numericals only on this topic beta. So I'll try to summarize all the formulas at one place and start doing the numericals related to this one from the starting. Okay. Chalo, take care. Bye beta. But ke later pen baba.